Hello dear students, in this video I am continuing the next part of human reproduction, that is the gametogenesis. In the previous video I explained about the structure of mammary glands. The functional mammary glands are the character of all the female mammals. The mammary gland consists of two structures, glandular tissue and the fat. The fat is supporting component for the structure of mammary glands. The glandular tissue is consisting of 15 to 20 mammary lobes. Inside the mammary lobes, mammary alveoli are present. Cells of the mammary alveoli secrete the milk, and all the mammary alveoli are connected to mammary tubules, and mammary tubules join to form mammary duct. They produce a wider portion called mammary ampulla, and mammary ampulla is connected to lactiferous duct which opens through the nipple, and finally the infant or the young one sucks the milk through lactiferous duct. Around the nipple, hard pigmented skin, circular skin portion is present, and it is called areola. So moving to the next part of human reproduction, that is gametogenesis. What is gametogenesis? Already this term you have studied in the first chapter. Gametogenesis is the process by the primary male and female sex organs produce the male and female gametes respectively. It is the process by which the primary male and female sex organs produce the male and female gametes is called gametogenesis. The primary male sex organs are nothing but testis, and primary female sex organs are nothing but ovaries. When sperm production occurs in the testis, when egg is produced by the ovary, it is called gametogenesis. How many types are there in the gametogenesis? There are two types, spermatogenesis and oogenesis. Spermatogenesis, the process by which immature male germ cells, are called spermatogonia. It is the plural term. Spermatogonia is the plural term. Spermatogonium is the singular term. And remember, these are nothing but immature male germ cells. What is the name for immature male germ cells? Answer is spermatogonia. From these spermatogonia, the mature sperms, that is male gametes, are produced in the testis. This process is called spermatogenesis. The process by which immature male germ cells produce the mature sperms in the testis is called spermatogonia. And remember, the immature male germ cells are called spermatogonia. Similarly, oogenesis, the process by which immature oogonia, spermatogonia are present in the testis. Like that, oogonia, it is also plural term. Oogonium is singular term. Immature oogonia in the ovaries, they produce mature ovum, also called egg. Ovum is also known as egg. The sperm is also known as spermatozoa. This process is called oogenesis. So, during spermatogenesis, through the definition, it is cleared that the spermatogonia gives rise to the formation of mature sperms, and spermatogenesis is taking place in the testis, particularly in the seminiferous tubules. And during oogenesis, the mature ovum or egg, it is produced in the ovary by the immature oogonia. These are the definitions for the spermatogenesis and oogenesis. And one more thing need to remember, name the cells initiating spermatogenesis. Which cells initiate the spermatogenesis? Answer is spermatogonia. Like that, which cells initiate oogenesis? Answer is oogonia. So this is the definition of gametogenesis, types of gametogenesis, definition of spermatogenesis and oogenesis. Then in detail study of spermatogenesis. In human males, the spermatogenesis begins at puberty. That means at the adult age, puberty, and the spermatogenesis occurs as follows. How the sperms are produced in the seminiferous tubules of testis, how spermatogenesis takes place. Let us move to the details of spermatogenesis. The spermatogonia. What are the spermatogonia? These are immature cells, immature male germ cells. Very specific term, immature male germ cells. Where they are present? They are present on the inner wall of seminiferous tubules. After this slide, I will show the image. There you will get the clear idea. The inner wall of seminiferous tubule contains spermatogonia, and these spermatogonia are diploid cells. This you should remember. What is the diploid number of chromosomes in humans? It is 46. And these diploid cells, they multiply by mitosis. Kind of the cell division, here it is mitosis. If the cell is dividing through the mitosis, the chromosome number remains as it is, only the number of cells are increased. The cell number increases and chromosome number remains constant if the cell is dividing through mitosis. And spermatogonia containing 46 chromosomes, it divides by mitosis to increase the number. Here, the first step, what happens? The spermatogonia, it is dividing by the mitosis, so it is increasing its number, and these spermatogonia are present on the inner wall of seminiferous tubules. What is the number of chromosomes in spermatogonia? It is 46. So among these spermatogonia, after increasing the number through the mitosis, some spermatogonia continue the process of spermatogenesis. It is called primary spermatocyte. After the multiplication of number through the mitosis, whatever the number of spermatogonia are produced, all of them are not at a time entering into the spermatogenesis. Some of them will enter into spermatogenesis to produce the sperm, and they are called primary spermatocytes. Say for example, from one spermatogonium, spermatogonium is singular term. Spermatogonia, it is plural term. From one spermatogonium, say for example, some about 4 spermatogonia are produced. From one spermatogonium to produce the 4 spermatogonia, how many mitosis are required? 2 mitosis. Because one mitosis produces only 2 daughter cells. So 2 mitotic divisions will give rise to the formation of the 4 spermatogonia. All the 4 spermatogonia are not at all behaving like primary spermatocytes at a time. I hope you are getting my point. There are 4 spermatogonia produced through the multiplication. All the spermatogonia at a time, they do not enter into the next process. Only one will enter into the next process and remaining are stored in the seminiferous tubule so as to continue the process. And the spermatogonium which is continuing the spermatogenesis, it is called primary spermatocyte. See here, the primary spermatocyte, it is nothing but the spermatogonia. That means it is also having 46 chromosomes. Now, this primary spermatocyte, it undergoes first meiosis. Let me clear one more thing. For the multiplication of spermatogonium, only the mitosis is occurring. Rest of the division during the spermatogenesis are meiosis. So primary spermatocyte, how many chromosomes it is having? 46. Now it is dividing by meiosis, and meiosis is reductional cell division, and it gives rise to the formation of 2 equal haploid cells which are called secondary spermatocytes. The 2 equal haploid cells are produced from the primary spermatocyte, and both the haploid cells are called secondary spermatocytes. As the primary spermatocyte is divided by meiosis, here the secondary spermatocyte contains only 23 chromosomes. That means primary spermatocytes are diploid, but secondary spermatocytes are haploid. Number of chromosomes in the primary spermatocyte is 46 and number of chromosomes in the secondary spermatocyte is 23. Then what happens? Once again, the secondary spermatocytes undergo second meiotic division. Then question is, why the second meiosis occurs? Because one cycle of meiosis or one complete division of the meiosis, it involves 2 divisions, meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. Remember, only during meiosis 1, the chromosome number is reduced from diploid to haploid, whereas during the second meiosis, the chromosome number remains as it is. There will be no further reduction in the number of chromosomes. So, secondary spermatocyte undergo second meiotic division and gives rise to the formation of 4 equal haploid cells called spermatids. See here, the process initiated with spermatogonia. After mitosis, some of them function as the primary spermatocytes having 46 chromosomes. The primary spermatocyte undergoes first meiosis to produce secondary spermatocytes. Secondary spermatocytes after second meiosis produce 4 haploid cells called spermatids. Here, this is the maturation phase. Primary spermatocyte to secondary spermatocyte, and production of spermatids from the secondary spermatocytes is nothing but maturation phase. And in this maturation phase, type of the cell division taking place is meiosis. So what we are getting at the end of maturation, here we have obtained only spermatids. These spermatids are not actual sperms because their structure is completely different from the mature sperm. Therefore, the spermatids undergo one more important process called spermiogenesis and finally gives rise to the formation of sperms. Spermatids are not the actual sperms. Their structure is different. They cannot carry out the fertilization, so that these spermatids are finally transformed into sperms. The process is called spermiogenesis. The very important 1 mark question from the chapter. The process of transformation of spermatids into sperms is called spermiogenesis. Spermiogenesis is the process during which the spermatids are transformed into sperms. That transformation process is called spermiogenesis. Remember, if the spermatids are formed, if at all they are not entering into the spermiogenesis, then there will be no production of sperms in the males. Therefore, the spermiogenesis is very important because during this process, the spermatids are transformed into actual sperms. Structural and functional sperms are produced through the spermiogenesis, during which the spermatids undergo transformation. Then finally, once the spermiogenesis is completed, the sperms are produced and the sperm heads are embedded in the Sertoli cells. Where they are present? They are present within the seminiferous tubule. Why the sperm heads are embedded in the Sertoli cell? Because the function of the Sertoli cell is to provide nourishment. That is why the Sertoli cells are called nurse cells. Finally, after getting nourishment, the sperms are released from the seminiferous tubules. This process is called spermiation. Don't get confused with the terms. Spermiation, release of sperms from seminiferous tubules, is called spermiation. Before spermiation, where do you find the sperm heads? Before spermiation, the sperm heads are embedded in the Sertoli cells so as to get the nourishment. Spermiogenesis, the process of transformation of spermatids into sperms, is called spermiogenesis. Spermatogonium, it is a diploid cell having 46 chromosomes. This divides by mitosis to increase the number. After the multiplication, whatever the spermatogonia are formed, among them only few will enter into the next process of spermatogenesis. They are referred to as primary spermatocytes. The primary spermatocyte is also diploid structure. This undergo first meiosis and produce 2 equal haploid cells called secondary spermatocyte. The secondary spermatocytes are produced as a result of meiosis. So they are haploid and they contain 23 chromosomes. The secondary spermatocytes once again undergo second meiotic division and gives rise to the formation of 4 haploid cells called spermatids. But the spermatids are not the actual sperms. They undergo the spermiogenesis so that the spermatids are transformed into actual sperms. Once the sperms are produced, their heads are embedded in the Sertoli cells to get the nourishment. Finally, the sperms are released from the seminiferous tubules by the process called spermiation. These are the terms and sentences for the description of spermatogenesis. So here I will go for the diagrammatic representation. This represents the sectional view of seminiferous tubule enlarged. This is the spermatogonium. They are the diploid cells initiating spermatogenesis. From this one, there is production of primary spermatocyte, and this primary spermatocyte is also diploid in condition. The primary spermatocyte undergo first meiotic division to produce the secondary spermatocyte. From the secondary spermatocyte, the spermatids are produced. Finally, they are transformed into spermatozoa. Again, you need to make the practice of this diagram because it is 3-mark question, very important question from the chapter. See here, you can see the attachment of sperm head to the Sertoli cell. Here it is Sertoli cell in the diagram. To this Sertoli cell, the sperm heads are embedded, and these sperm heads are taking nourishment from the Sertoli cell. Once they get the nourishment, they are released from the seminiferous tubule. The process is called spermiation. This is also very important. All the 3 diagrams of this slide are important. For sure you need to make the practice of these diagrams. So there is no choice. Schematic representation of spermatogenesis. At puberty, in the seminiferous tubule of the testis, this is the single spermatogonium. What is the number of chromosome in it? 46. It is dividing by mitosis. So here the 4 spermatogonial cells are produced, but 3 of them are not entering into the process. Only one enters into the process, and this single cell which is entering into the next process, it is called primary spermatocyte. And this primary spermatocyte is dividing by first meiotic division and gives rise to the formation of secondary spermatocyte. The secondary spermatocytes are having 23 chromosomes. Both the secondary spermatocytes complete second meiotic division and gives rise to the formation of 4 haploid cells called spermatids. Look at the diagram of spermatid and the spermatozoa. Spermatozoa is nothing but sperm. These spermatids, they undergo spermiogenesis so that the spermatids are finally transformed into sperms. The sperm contains head and tail, but these structures are absent in the spermatids, so that the spermatids undergo transformation and finally they are transformed into sperms or spermatozoa. Every point of this diagrammatic representation is very important. If you forget to present the chromosome number, marks will be deducted. Each and every point of this diagram is very important. Clearly make the practice of all the 3 diagrams. I hope it is clear for you. Thank you.